G'day everybody, welcome back to another episode of Craft by Tim. It's actually super bright outside, so I'm sorry if I'm squinting a lot. Today I thought I'd address the problem of phones and stuff like that. There's always the issue. What happens if your phone runs out of battery? What if you go out camping? Power bank's not going to last forever. Generally in a place with no reception, your phone is actually more likely to run out of battery faster, unless you set it to airplane mode. What if you need your phone really right then and there? Like someone breaks their leg and you need to call for an ambulance, or someone gets bitten by a snake, or something like that, and you need a phone right then and there. What can you do? Well, I'll tell you a story, right? Me and my friend, we went bushwalking on the Bibbleman track, and because there was two of us, made it easy. Two phones. One of us had our phone on all the time, and that way we could contact and check in with people, and so people knew that we were okay. And me, I had my phone off completely. That way when his phone died, we still had my phone that we could still contact people with. But what happens if you're just by yourself? Can you charge your phone somehow? Well, that's why I invented this. Well, I didn't invent the solar panel. I invented this this simple circuit that uses a solar panel to charge your phone. A solar phone charger. You can buy these sorts of things. Generally not this size solar panel and stuff like that, where you get this much power. And they'll set you back, anywhere to 30 to 45 bucks. And of course, if you do it on at a server because you totally forgot your phone charger, you're likely to spend upwards of 50 bucks to 80 bucks. I think my brother bought one in Victoria once, and it cost like $75 or something like that. Absolutely ridiculous. So why not make one? They're super easy to make, and they'll cost you around about 30 bucks. 25 to 30 bucks. So let's get started. So the first time that I actually explained this, I didn't do a very good job, and it actually took me forever to actually explain it. So, the way that this works. So, here is my power. This is my power supply. And right now I'm using 9.5 volts to 6 volts, which is the 9-volt battery, and I'm using 12 volts to 17 volts, which is the solar panel. So my intake goes into the 5-volt regulator. So this is my in, this is my out, and this is my ground. Connected to the in is a 10 microfarad capacitor, which connects to the ground. The out also has a 10 microfarad capacitor that's also connected to the ground. And the negative is what's connecting to the ground. Here we also have a 0.1 microfarad capacitor that is also connected in the same way that this 10 microfarad capacitor is connected. So negative going to ground, positive going to out. So the out then goes to the motor. In this case, it's actually going to be our positive on our phone charger, and then it goes down to the switch, and then the switch goes back via the ground and all the way to our negative of our power supply. So that's the very important part, is to make sure that the going from the switch goes to the ground and then back, not just straight back. But I think that's basically it. It's confusing, but you can wrap your head around it a little bit. So what I've got here is a micro USB cable, which is sort of like your most common nowadays. These generally work for is it Android? Yeah, Android phones after 2007. It should work for most Androids. Now I've already checked, and this does work. So hopefully my minor modifications will also work. Now this is the same circuit that I just showed you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to nip off our old the motor off this, pliers. So there's our motor. Go away. Now remembering which one is which, of course I could also look back and say that this one is going to the switch, so this one's my negative. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the USB end and we're going to nip this off. Now I'm going to strip back these. Now I'm going to strip them back some more because I accidentally cut through half of them. What we want to do is we want to be able to see the colors. Green, white, black, and red. Now what we really need is just these two. We just need the red and the black. Now to try and keep this a little bit more neat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these shrink tubes, just like that. Okay, so now we have our green and white cables. We're going to isolate these two and we're going to snip those off. Now what I'll do is I'll take our shrink cable, I'll slide it over the top of these two. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to shrink it around these two at the end here. Now comes a little bit of the technical part. Don't worry, this is super easy. I take my black tube and I'll place it over my black cable. And I'll take my red tube and I'll place it over my red cable. So far so easy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my red one to my positive, which is this cable here. I'll zoom you in for a closer look. So here I have my positive cable, and that goes into the output of my regulator. And here I have my negative cable, which goes into the output of the switch. And I simply connect wire to wire, like so. Actually, it might be easier to do it this way. Just in case it is wrong, what we're going to do is we're going to take our charger from our phone, for our phone, and we're going to plug it in, and I'm just going to hook this up with a 9-volt battery to test whether or not this is going to work. And I'll zoom you right out so you can see that there's nothing else attached to this circuit. And from the magic that is editing, I have cleared my workplace. Amazing. Amazing that I can even do that. So this is the power supply. This is a 7.5 power supply. Obviously it's not plugged in because it's up right here. This is now plugged in to a 9-volt battery. I'm going to plug this in. Please don't blow up my phone. I really don't want to have to buy a new one. Hell yes. There you go. There you go. There you have it. There it is, a 9-volt battery that is charging my phone as we speak. Now, my regular phone charger is rated to a 5-volt a 5-volt output. This is like regular voltage for my phone. It's not like major voltage. It's not under voltage. Well, actually, depending on how much charge this 9-volt battery has, it could be receiving anywhere between 5 volts and just under. Because although this has a minimum output of about, I think it's 6 volts, this little regulator in here, it's a 5-volt regulator, and I believe it has it's like a minimum input. The minimum input for a 5-volt regulator is about 7.5 volts. So, or 7 to 7.5 volts. And that's a regular one, so you can get low minimum input ones where it's closer to 5 volts, but that's a whole different kettle of fish. Right now we're working with a 9-volt battery that can charge my phone. So what I'll do is I'll actually solder this up, and we are going to we're gonna put this all together and hope this puppy runs okay. And I'll check whether or not tomorrow, whether or not it's actually going to charge. I think it's going to be pretty clear tomorrow, so. Oh no, I am suddenly on 63% battery! Because that's as low as I could get the battery to go. Even like... yeah. It's the best I could do. Sorry. Luckily I have my solar phone charger out here in the wilderness. All I have to do is lay down my solar panel and take the alligator clips and connect the red alligator clip to the red banana clip thing, and then take the black alligator clip and connect it to the black banana clip thing. And then I take my phone charger and I insert it into my phone, and I can turn it on with the switch, and my, you can't see that at all because it's like super bright outside, but you might be able to hear it if you listen really closely. But anyway, this is actually pretty cool. Look at that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Moneyless March. And yeah, it's a cool little trick, I guess. It's not even like a proper build. I admit that this is more like a life hack than anything else. But nonetheless, it was a lot of fun to do, and it's taught me quite a bit about electronics. Well, you know, the whole idea behind 5-volt regulators and regulators in general has taught me quite a bit. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and maybe you might want to subscribe, because I've got some cool stuff in the pipeline, and I'm hopefully going to be fixing this tumbler soon. Maybe next week. Who knows? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Don't forget to stay safe, happy crafting, and as always, cheers.